What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outdoor Chef Life. I'm Taku, and right now I'm just doing a little steelhead fishing on the river with my buddies Ensei and Adam. I also want to tell you guys about the mushroom trip I had the other day. Well, a mushroom foraging trip, I should specify. Not a mushroom trip, a mushroom foraging. Well, let's get it going. Let's see if we can get a steelhead. Let me show you what I'm using. I have a fixed float. Got a fixed float on there with a 12-pound test leader leading to this little worm. This is from Addicted Fishing. They catch steelhead on it all the time, so I'm giving it a shot over here in California. See if we can get it done. Oh, I just saw a fish right there. Oh no, that was insane. Never mind. We're off to a slow start here on the river, but no big deal. Ensei's the steelhead master. He says it's still a little early for our area, but I'm confident he'll get one at least. Anyways, a few days ago, Joss and I went to exploring, and we went to search for some new mushroom spots, some places that we've never been to. And we just decided to try it out, and we came up on the honey hole of porcini mushrooms, King Boletes. It was absolutely incredible. We got out of the van and immediately I spotted two porcinis, beautiful little porcinis, right there, just within minutes of parking. And then I didn't grab my GoPro there yet, and I just decided I wasn't really gonna film yet. I didn't want to jinx it. And next thing you know, another one, and then another one. These porcinis were absolutely everywhere that day. And of course, on the day I wasn't filming, but I decided, all right, I gotta go get my GoPro. So I went back to the van, and then I do have some footage of that. So I'm just starting to film right now, but right before this, I just found the jackpot of porcini. I've never found so many before, and I found so many today. Just like 10 minutes ago. I just put them back in the van, so I'll show you guys how many we have later. But let's see if we can find a couple of more, and we'll show you. I just found the jackpot. It's pretty crazy. I'm like super stoked about this. Well, I'm sure we'll find a couple more at least. Oh, here we go. I think we got one here, guys. Maybe. It's right next to this amanita. Is that one? Not this guy, but this guy. Seems... Oh no, that's not a porcini. Just some other kind of bolete. You can tell by how thin the stem is, but that top looks like it. No, that's not one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We found another one right here. Look at that. These are so big, they're hard to miss. Look at how giant this thing is. This is not even the biggest one I found. But there we go. Look at that. That right there is a porcini. Yes. This one's a little lighter in color. It's a little more peachy. It's lost some color here. You can see it's a little more brown. Yeah. Score! Score! Oh, another one. Another one. Ooh, yeah. Jeez.
Head for size.
Yeah. I took it back to the house. I cleaned it up and decided to make some porcini jerky. Check out how I did that too. We just got so lucky. Right place at the right time, like I said. And I should have cleaned these while I was out there, but we were just it was fast. We found all of these within an hour and a half, maybe less than that. So it was good picking. And yeah, now I'm gonna clean them off. I have my mushroom knife and basically gonna shave all this dirt off. This dirt is just stuck. You're not gonna be able to get that off, so you're just gonna shave it off. I'm thinking about making like porcini jerky or something like that, like porcini chips, you know, something along those lines. Something, I'm gonna cook it first and maybe cook it with different a light flavor sauce like dashi. I'm thinking some dashi or like some shoyu dashi, cook it with that, simmer it for a little bit, and then just completely dehydrate it and make sort of a jerky. So the porcinis it's a type of bolete. It's a king bolete, and when you cut into some boletes, they will stain. You cut it into it and they'll stain blue or something like that. But when you cut into a porcini, a king bolete, it doesn't stain at all. It's completely white, as you can see here. You know, maybe over time it'll discolor with oxidation, but when you cut into it, it shouldn't stain. There's bugs in there, eating away right in this hole there. And there's maybe 8 of them in there at least. This is why I should have cleaned it yesterday. It's, you know, if I would have taken these guys out yesterday, they would have eaten less of the mushroom. Just dump all those guys out. Well, I'm gonna finish this up and we'll meet you guys inside and we'll slice them up and we'll see what happens from there. Got my mushrooms all clean now. You can take a look. So I actually take this part off. We'll tear it up. Well, actually, it splits apart. I'll show you in a second here. And I dehydrate that separately. So yeah, well, let's get to it. Alright, so let's start with this big one right here. It kind of got misshapen. And I kind of trimmed off some of the sides here that were very dirty. Just going to cut this in half. Take a peek. These are the pores of the mushrooms. And all the boletes are like this. This part is really delicious if dehydrated and kind of ground up and put it in a soup stock. I've made like ramen with it before and it was delicious. So we're going to take that off. And now this is a little too long to make chips, so I'm just going to cut it right about there. I'm going to cut this part off. That's like very, I can tell there's a lot of bugs that's been around. So I'm going to slice these up. Just maybe 1/4 inch or maybe a little less than 1/4 inch slices. So something I learned from cooking boletes last time, if you cut it against the grain like this, like if you would cut like meat, you would cut against the grain, right? But with the mushrooms, if you do that, you pretty much lose all of the texture and it becomes almost just mush, nothing. So I want to keep the texture, so I'm going to actually cut along the grain because I want to keep that texture. This one should be nice and fresh. Yes. Let's try to make some perfect little chips. I want the end product to kind of look like a mushroom, so I'm kind of cutting these, you know, this, trying to keep that shape. This one I left the spores on. It's small, so I'm just going to leave that for some of them. And most of them, the bigger ones, I took off. So here I have some dashi, and I'm just going to add some soy sauce to make shoyu dashi. And my measure is about 10 parts dashi to 1 part soy sauce. I'm going to give it a taste. That's good. That's plenty enough, actually. If you don't want to do dashi, you can substitute it by using like a chicken stock. I'm gonna get these pans going, and we're gonna do a dry saute. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of dashi just for the mushrooms to soak up the dashi flavor, and then we're gonna take it off after it's cooked, and we're gonna dehydrate it. We'll get a couple pans going at once. So I'm gonna go in with the stems first. This is the stipe of the mushroom. These smell delicious already, and this would be a really good snack for me on the kayak. If you didn't want to do any extra flavoring, you could definitely just dry saute it and then dehydrate it, and you have your chips or jerky, you know. But I want to infuse a little bit of dashi because I think that's going to go really well with that porcini flavor without it overpowering. So that's why I want to add just a tiny bit of dashi to enhance that flavor within the mushroom. I think we're going to have a much tastier end product. Most of the moisture is now pulled out of there, so now I'm just going to add some of this dashi in here. A little bit more. And we'll just simmer it in this dashi for just a couple minutes. So my thought process by doing the dry saute first is that I'm pulling out the moisture, just water, right? And then now I'm introducing the flavor so the mushroom can soak up the flavor. If it has all the water in the mushroom already, it won't soak up as much flavor. That's what I'm thinking. So that's why I did the dry saute first, if you're wondering. Okay, I'm gonna kill the heat on this and let's just taste one, just like this. That is a tasty, very, very tasty mushroom. Okay, this is my dehydrating rack for my dehydrator. I'll just start placing these mushrooms. Well, here it is. I have a little bit of mushroom left, but this is all that fits in the drying, dehydrating racks. And I did one with some gochugaru, a little extra spice on there. And I did one of them just plain, no dashi, but the rest have dashi. I'm going to try 135 degrees Fahrenheit for 8 hours for now. See how that comes out. And so you just got the smallest steelhead in the world. It's a little trout.
Wow. Oh no, it popped off.
Oh, there you go. All right, live free.
Yeah, it's a wild
one.
Come on, buddy, go.
Go, 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 go. I can't believe you got him. And I have here the final product of my porcini jerky. And it did come out kind of being the texture like jerky. It's absolutely delicious. And I packaged them, put them in a Ziploc, or not a Ziploc, but a vacuum seal bag, just so I can save them for later as snacks. So let me give it a taste test. I'll let you know how it is. It's pretty cool. Check that out. So that's a few mushrooms, but if you check, that's a single piece of that porcini jerky. And this is the one with the shoyu dashi, braised in shoyu dashi. And just for a few minutes. And texture. Wow. You know what it reminds me of actually? The texture is a lot like the squid jerky or the dry squid. You know what I'm talking about? This would be a really good beer snack. And and Adam too. You guys gotta try this. It's porcini jerky. How's the taste?
This is good.
It's kind of
it's like a little bit of soy sauce.
Yeah. I braised it. A little shoyu dashi.
Oh, it was good, man.
The texture is like, does it remind you of anything? The texture?
Maybe like dried squid.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
Like a dried fruit too, like dried persimmon.
Yeah. Tastes pretty good, right?
Yeah, that's good, man.
Oh, I like it.
Oh,
I really like it. And I ended up dehydrating for about 5 or 6 hours, something like that. Really lovely, kind of nutty, beautiful, tasty. Thanks for watching another episode. This was a little quick one that I wanted to do. We'll see you next time. Peace.